Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Elizabeth. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys all about my sorority recruitment experience. I'm so excited to finally sit down and talk to you guys all about recruitment, what I went through and how the process goes, how I felt about it. It honestly is a lot, and I feel like people don't even realize how much energy and time and tears sorority recruitment takes. Like, it's so much work, and I applaud every girl that goes through with it because it is a lot. It's literally just speed dating times 100. If you guys are just here just to kind of hear about the experience, or you're here because you're considering rushing next year, whether you're coming to ASU or you're going to another school that has rushing, hope you guys learn a lot from this video. I know a year ago from this time I was watching all sorts of sorority recruitment videos and trying to figure out how the rush process worked and how much energy it was going to be taking out of girls and what I needed to wear. I think that was my main concern, was what I had to wear. But I knew I wanted to rush from the beginning. I was so excited to come to ASU knowing that they had such a big Greek life and that everyone was so involved in it, because it is something that is taken very seriously. Being in a sorority and choosing to rush was the best decision of my life. If you're considering rushing, I personally say to do it. If you don't like it, it never hurts to try, honestly. So since a lot happens during recruitment, like a lot, I'm gonna be breaking down sorority recruitment just so it's easier to follow along with. And just another quick side note, this is just specifically how Arizona State does their formal recruitment. I cannot speak for all schools. Every school goes about recruitment differently. Hopefully this will give you guys kind of an idea of what it consists of, because majority of the time it's usually all the same. But yeah, this is just gonna be all about my sorority recruitment experience and how I fell in love with the house that I'm in right now and how I would not trade it for the world. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. So pre-recruitment, this is basically everything that happens before recruitment, before you even get to school. This is all the stuff that happens over the summer, all the information that you guys are going to be receiving, and just everything you need to know to prepare yourself for recruitment. So I followed all the sororities on Instagram, and they'll usually have the recruitment application in their bio. A lot of sororities will do this for their specific school. So ASU Panhellenic sends out applications. If you guys don't know what Panhellenic is the national organization for sororities across the country. For ASU, we only have 14 affiliated chapters under Panhellenic. Now these applications will come out in the summer, and if you're not sure about whether you want to rush or not, don't worry, because you will have plenty of time to decide. If you're going to ASU and you're not sure if you want to rush or not, ASU gives you literally the week before recruitment to sign up. I know so many friends that signed up the night it was going to close. They ended up going through sorority recruitment and they loved it. So it's okay if you don't know right away whether you want to rush or not. You can take your time to think about it over the summer. Think about financial options as well, because again, sororities are going to cost a lot of money, so make sure you have that money to go through with recruitment. And when you end up in your house, so where you are not stuck in a financial situation, it's better to know that you can afford a sorority before you apply and before you go through with recruitment. This application is around 3 to 4 pages that you fill out online. It's basically like a glorified resume. It's going to ask you about your education, high school, what you were involved in, your GPA, your grades. Education is really important within sorority recruitment, so make sure that your GPA and your grades are looking good, because that will really depend on whether they'll allow you to rush or whether a house will keep you or not. Like I said, they're going to ask you about your involvement in high school, or if you're rushing as a sophomore, which is so normal. I met so many sophomores rushing. It's going to ask you like what your involvement is, like if you've been a part of any clubs or organizations, if you're a part of community service, if you work. It's going to ask you all those sorts of things. Honestly, the more the better. Put down every single thing you can. Sororities want to see as much involvement as possible because they want to make sure that you're going to be involved as possible in their house. I remember I put down that I was like the co-president stage manager for my theater company, that I was on the dance team. Even though I was on the dance team for 1 year in high school, I still put it down. They just really want to see that you're making the effort to be involved and that you're doing a lot within your community and for yourself. Now this is going to be a very specific question on the application, but they're going to ask you what your values are. They're going to give you a list of values to pick from, and you're going to choose up to 4. These values will be very crucial to specific houses that want to know the kind of person you are and what you're looking for within sorority recruitment. My values were leadership, loyalty, sisterhood, and lasting memories. You pick whatever values apply to you. Those are the values that were most important to me during rushing. Those are the things that I was looking for. So it's really important to be truthful and not put down what you think somebody wants to hear, because that is seriously going to affect your recruitment process. And at the end of the application, they're going to have you submit a professional photo of yourself, not a selfie, not a group picture with your friends, a professional, nice quality photo of yourself. So for example, I used my senior portraits. If you're like freaking out and you're like, I don't even have a professional photo of myself, try to get somewhat of just a nice photo of just your face, maybe shoulders up, just something that recruitment can look at and put a face to a name. Once that application is in, you don't have to worry about anything else until it gets closer to the recruitment dates, and you'll get all the information that you need. Recruitment for ASU is usually after classes start, so it's usually around the last weekend of August and throughout all of Labor Day weekend in September. It's definitely important that you have those days open, or else your recruitment process is not going to be going the way that it should be. Now you're going to find out that you're going to be labeled as a PNM. PNM stands for Potential New Member Throughout Recruitment. So along with being labeled as a PNM, you get your own PNM number and you get your PNM group. PNM group number is super important because this is the group that you're going to be with throughout all of recruitment. Now these groups are consisted of 50 or more girls, so they're not very small, they are very big, and it's very overwhelming. Always nice to make friends, make conversation, or if you're just like, I want to focus on myself, that's totally okay as well. But this is going to be the group of girls that you're going to be with for 2 weeks in a row. When you get this group, you're going to find out where you're meeting on round 1. Round 1, the longest round of all of recruitment. This round is literally 9 in the morning to 7 at night, so you definitely should have this day cleared up. This round is the longest because you are rushing all 14 houses of Panhellenic, except one of the houses you are only meeting round 1, but they will be holding a separate recruitment. You go to 14 houses round 1, but you're only gonna rush with 13 for the rest of recruitment. This round is definitely casual, but not too casual, so I saw a lot of girls wearing jean skirts, nice like pants with flats. I personally wore a jean skirt, my espadrilles, and a black bodysuit with like earrings and a necklace, and I was comfortable. And that is really the main thing you need to focus on round 1 is comfort, because like I said, it's such a long day and you don't get to go home, you don't get to go back to your dorms. You get breaks, but you have to stay within your PNM group. So you definitely want to be comfortable round 1. Now, due to the incredible amount of PNMs that rushed this year, there were over 1,600 girls that rushed ASU Panhellenic. Because of this, round 1 was split into 2 days. It's between Saturday and Sunday, and you will find out what day you're going on based off of the group that you're in. So I ended up rushing round 1 on Sunday. My other friends who were in different groups from me had rushed on Saturday. But the thing is that you don't know what day you're rushing on until Friday of that week, so you need to make sure to have both days open so nothing is an inconvenience for you and for your group. But yeah, like I said, I went on Sunday, so they let us know, they let my group know what day we were supposed to go on and where we were supposed to meet and at what time. I finally met my group and I met the girls in my group, but this is also when you meet your ROGAMs. If you don't know what ROGAMs are girls in sororities who disaffiliate themselves from their sorority throughout all of recruitment. They're there to help you and be completely unbiased. So they are not allowed to try and sway you to go for their sorority or to not go for another sorority. You actually do not know these girls' sororities. A lot of girls try to guess their ROGAM sororities, and the ROGAMs cannot confirm or deny that. You don't find out the sorority they're in until bid day. I would really advise going to your ROGAMs because they're there to help you. They're not there to ruin your experience or to sway you into a house you're not supposed to be in. They are completely there for you and to see you run home to your house. So basically, once you meet your ROGAMs and check in, they're going to give you a PNM card with your name, PNM number, group number, and your 4 values that you picked out on the application. So this was my PNM card. So as you guys can see, it has my name, my PNM number, my 4 values, and it just says Formal Recruitment 2019, and it has my group number right over here, group 19. So you're going to get something like this and you're going to pin it. There's a little pin right here and you're going to pin it to your shirt on either side. I put it on this side, and basically you have to make sure that the recruiters can see this. So sometimes like if your hair is like this and they can't really see, they can't like refer back to or like see what your values are, it's a little frustrating on their part. Even on your guys' side, if you're trying to get to know the names of the recruiters and their hairs in front of their name card, like that is the most annoying thing, because it's like you want to know their name, or if you didn't hear their name and you're trying to remember it, it's the worst. Now, along with all these other things going on, your ROGAMs are going to put you and your entire group into a group meet. This is where they'll send information, or if you want to reach out to them and talk to them maybe after recruitment is over. The group meet is really just for information and times and where to ask questions. They will also make you download this app called the PNM Companion app. This app is where you're going to submit your choices and your preferences of the houses that you want to go back to the next round. Basically, you rank your houses through this app, and then this is also where you're going to drop the houses that you don't want as well. Once all the information portion is done, you are finally going to be going off to your houses, and let me tell you, round 1 is so exciting. Even though it is long and it is tiring, you're doing so much talking, it's literally the best round in my opinion. You just get to meet all these different houses. It's the first time you're really going through this and experiencing it, unless you've rushed before and you're like, oh my god, I have to do this all over again. But as a first timer, I was so excited to just go to all these different houses and just see these girls and understand their values. They're all so different, and it's so nice to see, and it's so cool. So your ROGAMs will have the schedule of what houses you and your group are going to first, because for round 1 only, you go to whatever house the rest of your group is going to, where in later rounds it'll change and it'll alternate and you will be going kind of to the house by yourself and with way different girls, but you're still in your same group. It's just you guys are going to different houses, because obviously it'll get into preferencing and choices. So you go to your houses and you approach the doors, you're just sitting out there and you have to wait, and it's like literally the most nerve-wracking things. You just want to get into that house, and the second they open those doors, those girls in that house are chanting, they're singing, there's music, it's super loud. And I know it sounds like, oh my god, chanting, singing, like that's the most annoying thing ever. Like I don't want to be there, that's so cringy, I don't want to see that. I like obviously thought the same thing. I was like, I really don't want chanting. I think that's gonna be so awkward, so weird, it's just too much, like that's too in your face. But if you think about it, this is how I put it. Would you rather walk into this house dead silent and everyone's just staring at you and it's super intimidating, or would you rather walk into this house where girls are dancing and singing and they're so excited for you to be there and they're just all smiling and having a good time? It's like, what would you really want? Because I know I would not want to walk into a house that's really silent, because I would immediately be like, I'm gonna go now. Why would you want that over all the dancing and singing and fun stuff going on, you know? But yeah, so round 1, each house is for 20 minutes. So you will sit down and you will talk to either 1 to 3 girls. It just depends on how many girls you're getting per house. They're gonna ask you the easiest questions. They're just gonna be like, why'd you decide to go through recruitment? Where are you from? What's your major? Just all surface level questions. Round 1 is a very surface level round. It's not gonna get deep until later on in the rounds. And definitely being in a house is really what you make of it. So if you walk in and you're just monotone, like not excited to be there, short answers, a host is not going to want to call you back. They want to see that this is something that you want to do, not that this was something you were like forced to do. They want to see that you are genuinely passionate about this and that you want their house. Like you may not want the house, but like every house I went into, I had the best attitude. I was smiling, I was excited to be there, and I genuinely meant that too. But were there rounds where I was like, I don't want to go into this house? 100%. But it doesn't matter, because it's really just what you make of it. So if you want to go in there and have the worst time ever and have the worst attitude, it's really down to you. Like that isn't the recruiter's fault. It's really how you go about it and what attitude you walk into that house with. But I promise you, if you go in really happy and really excited and you just genuinely show you want to be there, it's gonna make for a lot better of a conversation. Now when you leave your house, the most important thing that your ROGAMs and that all the girls stress is that you take notes after you leave every house. Like the second you walk out that door, pull out your phone and just jot down everything you remember from the conversation. You can rate from 1 to 10. If you remembered names, put that down. Like I literally put down everything that I could to remember later on when I came back to my dorm and looked through my notes about that house. So definitely please take notes. You can use your phone, you can take a notepad. It's really important to do that, because you're rushing 13 houses in one day. You're not going to remember what girl was from which house and what conversation you had in this house unless you write it down. I remember I did a rating system, so I rate houses out of 10. So maybe like one house would be like a 5 out of 10, maybe a house would be a 10 out of 10. Like it just really depended on how I felt when I was leaving that house, because some houses I walked out of and I was like, never again. I hope I never have to go into that house again. And there were other houses where I was smiling from ear to ear and I was like, wow, I need to go back to that house. So you're gonna get all different sorts of feelings, and it's totally normal. It's totally okay. Like I said, if you're stuck, talk to your ROGAMs. That's what they're there for. Once you are done with round 1, you, your ROGAMs, and your P&M group will all go back to the same spot that you were at in the morning. You guys are actually gonna turn in your P&M cards to them. They keep them, then you pick them up again the next day with the P&M companion app, and you're gonna pick up to 10 houses that you want to go back to, and you're gonna drop 3 of them. Now after round 1, I definitely did not love every single house, like, and that's totally normal. There were definitely 3 houses that I wanted to drop, and there was maybe like 1 or 2 that I was like, I don't really care if I get called back to this house or not, because I just didn't like them. But you just kind of have to put 10 houses. And so just a reminder, just because you put up to 10 houses does not mean you're gonna get all 10 houses back. Those houses may drop you, or the houses that you dropped may call you back. You are not guaranteed the houses that you pick, because they need to pick you back. The whole process is mutual, so basically you pick them, they have to pick you back. I know it sounds like a little unfair if you're like, well, if I drop this house, why is it fair that if they want me, I get called back to it? I honestly don't know why I think it's like that. I think it's because maybe those houses are getting dropped by a lot more girls and they just need to recruit, so they'll call back girls just to meet the numbers. It is a little annoying to go back to a house that you really didn't want to go to, but you kind of just have to keep an open mind in the upcoming rounds, or else you're just going to be miserable in those houses. Round 2, this is Philanthropy Round. Now each house has their own philanthropy. Philanthropy is basically the organization that the sorority is raising money for. I don't know the specific names of all the organizations of the sorority houses, but if you are Sight for Service, Make-A-Wish, Heart Foundation, Domestic Violence, Ronald McDonald, there's tons. So each sorority has their own organization that they raise money for. Now this isn't just ASU, this is literally the sorority's national organization. Now it's super fun going into this round learning all about the sorority's philanthropies, and the best part is that you get to go into their house for the first time. So from round 2 on, you are at the Greek Life Village, you are at the sorority house, whether you have a sorority row, I don't know. For ASU, we have our Greek Life Village. All the sororities are placed in like a little community. And so rounds 2, 3, and 4, you are now rushing at the houses. They take out all the furniture and they replace it with like chairs to sit down so you can talk to girls. Round 2 is so nice because you get to see the girls express their love and their gratitude, their support for their philanthropy that they're raising money for. And they provide all sorts of information and like how much money they've raised. And every sorority has a philo week, and so they share their philo week and what events they hold in order to raise money. It's super cool and I really enjoyed this round. So like I said, round 2 you can get up to 10 houses. I only got 8 out of 10 back, and 2 of those houses were ones that I dropped, so technically I only got 6 houses that I wanted back. Round 2 is actually split up into 2 days, so it's like 2.1 and 2.2. You can get whatever houses you got back on 2.1 and then the rest of them on 2.2. I think I had 5 houses on 2.1 and then 3 houses on 2.2. So yeah, I got 6 out of the 10 houses that I wanted back, which I was perfectly okay with because 8 is still a high number. That's honestly very good because the more houses you get back for round 2, it looks better. This round is a little bit more dressier but still casual, so there's not as much walking, but you still want to be comfortable on this day. So at the end of round 2, you will go back to your Rogam group. They're going to have you pick the houses that you want back again, but this time you're only picking up to 6 houses. So round 2 was a super easy decision for me because I got 6 out of 10 houses that I wanted back, so I just picked those exact same 6 and I dropped the exact same 2 houses that I did from round 1. So that was super easy for me to do. So now round 3 is Sisterhood round, and oh my god, I love this round. This is my favorite round. I feel like this is the most important round, especially if you're looking for a sisterhood, loyalty, and just making friendships and connections. In this round, you get to see how the sisters interact with each other. It's not just about how they interact with you, it's about how they interact within the house, and if they're making memories, and if they have a favorite memory with a sister. This round also usually includes fam, so sometimes bigs will approach littles and vice versa, which is like super cute to see. I like love seeing that. So I loved Sisterhood round. This was my favorite one. This round is where it gets really dressy, so you actually should start wearing heels on round 3. If you don't want to wear heels, like I'm not telling you to, but every round does get dressier and dressier, but you can still keep your same style with still being dressy. My roommate, she literally wore her Doc Martens with a dress for Sisterhood round. She was still being herself and showing off her style while still kind of meeting the appropriate look. Me, on the other hand, I'm a little bit more girly. So I wore a light pink, like flowy dress with like blue flowers, and I matched it with light blue heels. And luckily I got all the 6 that I wanted back for round 3, but by this point I kind of had my top 3 though. So I had the houses that I was looking forward to in round 3, and then I had the other 3 houses that I really wasn't looking forward to. My top 3 remained my top 3 throughout the whole round, which was good. It was a lot easier of a decision for me. Although this round, I literally died. I became so sick round 3. It was awful. My nose was running, my voice starting to hurt, and I'm gonna say this right now, you're gonna think that you don't get sick during sorority recruitment, but you do, and it is the worst feeling ever because you are just non-stop going and talking. You're just so close to so many people, and there are probably a lot of germs going around. It's a lot. Please believe people when they say you get sick or you get like tired or whatever during sorority recruitment, because it is so true. I didn't believe it when I was going through. I was like, they're just making that up, like, or trying to scare you, whichever. Nope, it's the truth. Like, you genuinely do get sick. So watch out for that. Bring hand sanitizer, bring medicine, bring an inhaler, whatever you need, bring it with you because it is so important. So yeah, like I said, by the end of round 3, I kind of like knew who I wanted to pick and who I wanted to pref. Now here's kind of where it got really difficult. For round 4, you can only go to 2 houses. So if you get all 6 back, you have to drop 4 houses. I had 3 houses that I liked, so I really had to decide about dropping 1 house that I cared about. And it did take me a little bit. I had to sit down, I had to really think about it, but I ended up making my decision and I picked the 2 houses that I wanted back. I was just so nervous because the next round is like so important, it's so emotional, it's so deep, and you just really want the 2 houses that you pick. You hope they want you back as well. And now on to round 4, which is the very last round. This is preference round. This is supposed to be the very emotional round. This is where you see girls who you met from other rounds and like you're getting to see them again. Everything is just so beautiful. They don't do like the chanting and the yelling and the dancing anymore. Pref round is very serious, very calm, and very like slow paced. Your 2 houses are 1 hour each, so that's why there's not a lot and you only get down to 2, but it honestly allows you to take your time in the houses that you've gotten and really solidify your feelings and where you want to go and what house you want to pick. This round is literally the most important round. So now this round is the dressiest of all rounds. It's taken very seriously. It's very formal. Majority of girls do wear dresses on this day. So unfortunately, I did not get both houses that I wanted back. I only got one of the houses and I ended up getting the house that I dropped back. I was a little upset that day, so it was really tough in the beginning, me going into round 4, because I was just really confused and I just didn't understand why the other house that I chose dropped me, because I thought they wanted me as much as I wanted them. So it was a little bit of a letdown and I was really upset and I did cry about it. I'm not gonna lie, like I went to the bathroom and I cried. I got all my feelings out, I let it all out, and then I went to my house. So the house that I actually went into first is the house that I'm in now, and I had 3 amazing girls from past rounds pref me, and pref round is just a lot more personal, and that's why they pair you up with girls who you've had in the other rounds that you've had like a really good connection with and a really good conversations with. They literally just made me realize how much I loved this house and how I wanted to be in it so bad and how I just felt at home there, because I literally sat there and I sobbed for an hour. They're crying and you're crying and everyone in the room is crying. It's just super emotional. I loved it. I loved pref round, especially going to the house that I'm in now. I adored that pref round. I would do it all over again if I could. So because I went to the house that I really liked first, and that was the house I was leaning towards, the second house that I went to, that was the one that I dropped, I was a lot more like iffy about going to that house, because I was like, they could either be really amazing and make me really confused, or they're gonna be bad and my decision is gonna be really easy. Not saying that the other house that I went to did go bad, it just didn't go the way that I wanted it to, and it really did solidify my decision in picking the house that I wanted. Although like it doesn't matter like how sure or not sure you are, there's gonna be that kind of moment where you're like, am I making the right decision if I'm picking this house as my choice? Like, is this the house I want to run home to on bid day? You're making the decision that is going to influence where you go from here. It's kind of scary, like I'm not gonna lie, like I was nervous. Pref round, definitely I was probably freaked out the most, but it was still a very special round to me. And finally, bid day! Bid day is finally when you run home to your house, to your sisters. It's literally the most exciting day. All the houses have their own themes. It is so fun, cute, and exciting. So this day isn't anything like you have to come in specific. You can come in anything you want, but majority of the girls come in like jean shorts and tank tops. So you can come in sneakers and dress casual, because the house that you run home to is gonna give you a bid day shirt. Bid day is a very long rest of the night. So for me, what they did was they gathered all the P&Ms into the Greek Life Community Center, and they were sending girls off in waves. So for us, there were 4 waves. Of course, my group was in the 4th wave, so I was the very last wave to run home, and my group and I were waiting for like an hour and a half or 2 hours because they were a little behind schedule this day. It's a little nerve-wracking because the house that you picked on preference, like that's the house you feel the most confident about, and you want to run home to this house, and that is your number 1. You still have to receive a bid back from that house. So even though you chose them, they still need to choose you back. Again, it's going to be mutual, so you don't know if the house of your choice actually gave you a bid or not until you open up the envelope that they gave you and you see who gave you a bid. There is the possibility of getting a bid from your second choice house and not getting your first, and so that's what I was thinking about the whole time. I was like freaking myself out. I was really nervous because I knew I wanted this house so badly that I was like, what if they don't want me as much as I want them? So that's definitely a thought that like may cross your mind, and like it's totally okay and it's totally normal. So like I said, I was the 4th wave, so we had to wait downstairs and see all the other girls run home. But until it came for our time, we went upstairs to one of the ballrooms, so the Rogam sits you down, and then they start calling out your name and handing out the envelopes with your bid in it. This was mine. So see, it has your name and your group number on it, except they don't just hand it to you, they actually cannot let you touch it by hand. They come over and they have to slide it underneath you and you have to sit on it, because they don't want you peeking at it, they don't want you getting like an early look over anybody else, and you have to wait. Because what they'll do first is the Rogams will actually reveal what sorority they're in. So they'll line up in a row, and your ROGAMs will have all these jackets on, so you can't see like their sorority name or like what their theme is. And so then they count down, and then they tell the ROGAMs to open up their jackets, they unzip them, and you get to see what sorority your ROGAMs are in, and it's so fun. And sometimes you get to see the girls that are in the house that you picked, and then you get to run home with your ROGAM. Like, that's so cute and it's so cool. And then after that, they move on to the bids. They're gonna count down as to when to open your bid. I opened mine, and I could not be happier to say that the sorority that I am in is Chi Omega. I could not have been more happier to open up my envelope and see my bid and see Chi Omega. I was so happy, I was so excited, I literally screamed. I'm actually gonna include a clip of me opening up my bid. So after you open up your bid, obviously you get to run home. We ran into the GLV, ran past all these other sororities. There it was. Like, there was Chi Omega standing there, and all the girls are out front. They're all dancing. There's music playing. They're all screaming and jumping up and down. They have signs. These signs actually have your name on it. So the first thing you want to do is find your sign, because whoever's holding your sign is your bid day buddy. And I was so excited to see that Lana, a girl that had recruited me during the few rounds of recruitment in Chi Omega, was my bid day buddy. She was the one holding my sign. Ran up to her as fast as I could. I gave her a hug. It was so exciting. Like, I literally almost cried. It's just the best feeling to run home. And so this was actually my bid day shirt. Our theme was Cardinal and Straw, which is like a Chi Omega thing, so you guys really wouldn't understand that. But it was so cool. Everything was red and yellow. I think the most exciting part too is seeing the girls that recruited you throughout Rush, because the girls that prepped me and the other girls that I saw when I ran home, like, these were the girls that made me fall in love with Kyo and made me feel so loved and appreciated by Kyo before I was even in the house. After you find your bid day buddy, you run into the house with them. They give you your bid day shirt. They actually gave us backpacks as well. So this was the Chi Omega backpack. After everyone runs home and you're all settled in, you guys go out on a group outing, the whole entire house. So we actually went bowling, and it was super fun. Bid day is the best day, and you're gonna hear that so much if you guys go through recruitment, and it's definitely a day you will never forget. Chi Omega was the best decision of my life. It's literally what I needed in my life, and I'm so happy that I'm officially a sister, and I get to see all new members run home this year and this upcoming fall. That's so exciting. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so amazing to watch and to see from the other side. My hope for you guys, if you're rushing, is, cheesy as it sounds, trust the process. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's gonna turn out the way it's supposed to turn out, and you are gonna end up at the house you're supposed to be at. You're going to find your people, you're gonna find your sisters, and when you do, you're gonna know it. It's honestly a feeling. I love every single one of my sisters so much. My PC is amazing. This is them. This is my amazing PC. They're literally the cutest, and they're the nicest girls ever. Chi Omega is the best decision of my life. I'm so happy I went Kyo. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I am so happy I finally got to do this video, that you guys know what sorority I'm in. Now I get to share so much with you guys, and I'm so excited for you guys all to see my journey in Chi Omega. But remember, everything I said, everything happens for a reason. Trust the process. It really doesn't hurt to go through with recruitment. Honestly, the best decision of my life, because whether I ended up in a house or not, I grew so much as a person, and I learned so much more about myself that I probably wouldn't have if I didn't. And I think that was the best thing I took out of going through recruitment. Get ready for all the sorority content that is coming your way. I'm so excited. If you want to see more sorority content like this, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. You guys will definitely be getting more sorority content in the upcoming weeks. And if you don't want to miss them, hit that post notifications button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so happy that I got to share my sorority recruitment experience. Like I said, it was the best decision of my life, and I hope it'll be the best decision of your life too. If you guys have any thoughts or questions, please comment them down below. I will be reading all the comments and responding as well. If there are any Chi Omegas watching this video, comment down below and show your love. Once again, thank you guys so much. I love you with all my heart. Don't forget to go Greek, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!